I gotta tell you, hell hath no fury like a mother scorned. I laughed hysterically when Nancy Pelosi became Speaker of the House and had the nerve to say she was the most powerful woman in the United States. So I asked my 3 kids, who's Nancy Pelosi? And they looked at me like, oh my God, it's a trick question. It's my mother who, yeah, the cross they bear is they have to know American history. But I said, okay, so you don't know who she is. Let's ask one more question. Who's the most powerful woman in your life? It is the mother, the one who makes the rules, puts them to bed at night, the one who gives them their allowance. It's the one who, bandages their knees when they scrape them, picks them up when they fall, is nursing them when they are sick. It sure as hell isn't Nancy Pelosi. And the Greeley School District is in search of more money. What a shock. Claiming poverty, they spend $9,000 per student for below average graduation rates and below average achievement scores. And yet they spent $2.4 million on a new math curriculum, to which a couple of us kind of got together and thought, what was wrong with the old math curriculum? I mean, 2 plus 2 still equals 4. It equaled 4 1,000 years ago. It equaled 4 200 years ago. It will equal 4 100 years from now. So why on earth do you need a brand new curriculum for math? Which brings me to my topic of government math. As I said, hell hath no fury like a mother scorned, trying to protect our children. My children, your children, our grandchildren. I'm starting a new group. Mothers Against Debt. And I am furious. I am mad. Because you know what? My children are now shackled fiscally to the federal government. They will have a lower standard of living than we do. Why? Because according to David Walker, who was head of the GAO under the Clinton administration, our off-balance sheet obligations for Social Security and Medicare and Medicaid together total $56 trillion. We owe much more than we're worth. And you know what? I won't pay it, but my children will. They're absolutely enslaved fiscally to the federal government. And that's why I do what I do. That's why I embarrass them routinely on radio. That's why I challenge their teachers. That's why I won't let them sit and listen to curriculum that asks that my kids to write a letter to Barack Obama. That'll be over my dead body. This year's deficit is $1.8 trillion and growing. Do you know what that is? It's $3.4 million per minute, $200 million per day, or $200 million per hour, $5 billion per day. That's what we have shackled left to our kids. One of the things that I think is so insane, Barack Obama loves to say he inherited this mess. You know what? I'm sorry, he wanted it. He asked for the job. He got it. Okay, now stop whining. But what my kids, what your kids, what our grandchildren will inherit is this $56 trillion off-balance sheet debt. $56 trillion. Do you know what that is per household? How many of you all have kids in college? I just sent my oldest off to college. Do you know that when she gets out of college and when she starts her household, living on her own, you know what she will be in debt? Do you know what her obligation will be to the federal government in order to pay for Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid? And this doesn't include Obamacare. Do you know what the debt per household? $483,000. How on earth are they going to pay that? Well, the point is they can't. They can't do it.
Beat it out of the politicians.
I like that. But we have absolutely enslaved them. They have inherited a mess. They will inherit a mess, and they didn't ask for it. It is, for our kids, it truly is taxation without representation. Our children are not represented in Congress. But you know what? We let it happen. We let it happen. That's why I'm starting Mothers Against Debt. Because Fathers Against Debt, fad, we could do that too. Fathers Against Debt, Mothers Against Debt, actually, we'll get a Facebook page going on it. But here's the point, and I'm going to be quick because there's lots of other great speakers coming up, and you all have been fabulous, and I got to tell you, it is an honor to be here, and it is actually humbling to be here because it really is all of you. It is all of you who have gotten this going. My friend Nancy Rumsfeld right there. Nancy, 912 Project. Nancy Rumsfeld is what I call the accidental activist. She didn't mean to get involved in all of this. But what she did is recognize that we were in serious trouble. And that our kids are going to inherit this unless we stop it right now. So as I said, I'm starting Mothers Against Debt, and we'll start Fathers Against Debt as well, so I don't want to be sexist. That's right, diversity, that's it. But here's the thing. To any politician, and this will be the mission of Mothers Against Debt, and I won't speak for the dads, but Fathers Against Debt, or we could just do Dads Against Debt. Children Against Debt. But here's my message, and I don't care what political party you're from. If you vote to spend one more dime of my money and you put one more dime of debt onto the backs of my children, I guarantee you I will do everything in my power to make sure you do not have a job. And that's what I mean when I say hell hath no fury like a mother scorned. Thank you. All right, and here's the other. To elected officials who will try and truly solve the problem, who will not add to the debt, who will stop spending our money and our children's money, I have a, thank you. And that's it. That's your job. So for those of you who want to join me, and I have a feeling there are a few people out there. Mothers Against Debt, Dads Against Debt, look for the Facebook page, and remember the mission. They vote, and I don't care what party they're from. This is not Republican or Democrat. This is not left or right. This is right and wrong. And the fiscal enslavement of our children is wrong. Thank you.